What's up guys, Jeff from Sorta Healthy here. Today we're talking about, well, you already know, we're talking about how you should be getting personal training clients. This video is coming out right at the very end of 2024, but really these are the methods you should be using in 2025 and beyond. I also want to make it clear that this video will be entirely about free client acquisition strategies. I'll be releasing some videos in 2025 on Facebook and Google ads and other paid ways to obtain clients, but in this video we won't be focusing on pretty much anything that costs you money. Almost all of you should just be focusing on the free ways to get clients, so this video will be very helpful to just about everyone watching. Something cool I'll be showing in this video is a client acquisition pyramid or checklist. Essentially, I'll be breaking down the weekly steps that you should be following to book up your schedule as fast as possible, whether you work in a typical gym or for yourself somewhere else. We'll be going over how I use this checklist in my business to get clients, so that way you can use it in yours as well. Best of all, this information and checklist are 100% free. You can download this guide on my website, sortahealthytrainered.com. You know what? I take that back. This stuff is 99.9% free. All I ask in exchange for this knowledge and guide is that you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That support really helps us over here at Sorta Healthy, and that allows me to make more free content for all of you. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. Onto the video. So there are 4 levels to this client acquisition pyramid. Level 1 is creating your brand, level 2 is local outreach, level 3 is online presence, and level 4 is referrals. All of these levels are typically equal in importance, but how long you spend building and working on each level depends on where you are in your career and what type of business you run. Now, building your brand is going to look a little different depending on where you work. If you work for a gym as an employee, then to a large extent your brand is the brand that you work for. That said, even if you work for someone else, you should still start building your own personal brand identity day one. If you work for a gym or for yourself, there's 3 things you should do right away to get established. 1, figure out if you should have a niche. A niche is a specialization. Are you especially qualified to help someone get stronger, lose weight, or maybe you're really good at working with older clients, pregnant women, or some other group? Working with any of these segments of the population could be your niche or specialty. Now, do you need a niche? The answer to that is definitely not. So, should you have a niche then? The answer to that is maybe. In most locations, it's beneficial to be seen as someone who can work with anyone regardless of their goals, but maybe you're especially skilled in 1 or 2 areas in particular. Maybe you're the trainer who knows how to deal with various injuries or limitations. Maybe you're the trainer who's an expert on barbell lifts or more intense strength training. If you do truly have an area of expertise, maybe you do want to play to that strength. That said, a niche isn't necessary. Being well-rounded with 1 or 2 standout features is pretty damn close though. The second thing you'll want to do is figure out your brand messaging. Like we said, a niche isn't essential. Consistent brand messaging is though. Are you that edgy studio or trainer with cool lights and controversial messaging on the walls? You might be, and that can work really well for you. This sort of brand messaging starts way before you have your own studio though. It starts day number 1. What is the name of your business? What is your online presence going to look like? What messaging will you be using with clients in and out of the gym? The sooner you figure all that stuff out, the better. I'll share how I handle this in my business later, but whether you work in a typical gym or for yourself, you need consistent messaging. The third thing you'll want early on is a little bit of social proof. This would be some record or proof that you've helped people achieve their goals. But Jeff, how am I supposed to have social proof of that? I'm just getting started. Well, I'm glad you asked. Train a few friends and family members at a discounted rate and ask them to leave you reviews or before and afters on your newly created Facebook business page and on your Instagram. It turns out it's a lot easier to sell training if you've already had some level of success as a trainer. So start building a portfolio of positive reviews and before and afters if possible on social media. It will almost certainly pay off at some point, and it will make you more confident in selling training as well. Starting out, you should try to do 5 things every week in building your brand. These things could be small, like messaging your uncle to see if he wants to train with you. They could also be big, like getting a review from a friend who you've been training for a while. The next stage of the client acquisition pyramid is local outreach. So local outreach can be a few different things. Essentially, any conversation or connection that could lead to a new client qualifies here. If you work in a typical gym, in some ways local outreach is a lot easier to figure out. And because of that, it's usually better to start out in a gym and then go off on your own and start your own business later on down the line. So what should you do to maximize client outreach? If you work in a gym, it's best to just be friendly and helpful to pretty much everyone you meet. Spend time at the reception area. Be friendly with the staff and the members. Start up random conversations with people. You will have to put yourself out there, but don't be pushy. Just be that guy guy or girl who knows a ton about fitness, is very friendly, and can help out the people who really need that assistance. Try to strike up at least 5 meaningful conversations a week, so once a day with gym members. More is even better, but 5 is the minimum. That's why there's 5 boxes here. Again, don't be pushy, just friendly and knowledgeable. It's 2025. The used car salesman thing doesn't work. Now, if you work in a typical gym or for yourself, there's another way to do local outreach. In fact, if you are self-employed, you'll almost exclusively have to rely upon this method. I'm talking about building a networking referral circle. Find a local massage therapist, a local chiropractor, dietitian, physical therapist, and start networking. In an email or phone call to any of these professionals, say something like, "Hi, my name is blank, and I'm a personal trainer at blank. I'm working to create a network of local professionals that I can refer my clients to. If this is something that you might be interested in chatting about, I'd love to meet and discuss how we could work together. Thank you for your time, your name." Obviously, put all of that into your own words. Again, if you work for yourself, this sort of thing is borderline essential. This can still be helpful even if you work in a gym though. Honestly, when it comes to massage therapists and chiropractors, 2 professionals I've had a lot of success networking with over the years, I'll usually just book an appointment with that person, pay them their rate of course, and if it's a massage therapist, leave a good tip, and just kind of shoot this with them during that initial appointment. I make it clear that I'm a local trainer who values the service they're offering and that I think my clients could also benefit from it. This is a strategy that I've used on and off over the years, and it's worked particularly well in 2024. I usually have the best luck working with LMTs or massage therapists. It might even be beneficial to do a barter or referral discount with a local massage therapist. Maybe your clients get 5% off massages and the LMT's clients get a small discount on their initial training package. There's a ton of potential deals there. If you work for yourself, you can also attend Chamber of Commerce meetings. These can be good to get the word out that you exist, but honestly, I've always had more luck getting clients from networking with other local pros. By the way, if you work for a gym, only go to a chamber meeting if you're getting paid to go. Also, hairdressers can be really good networking partners too. Make a deal with a local hairdresser. Give them a discount on training if they agree to refer you people or something. It sounds crazy, but local hairstylists and barbers to a slightly lesser extent at nice places know the clientele that you want, so it definitely could be incredibly helpful to have a deal set up there, especially early on. Whether you're chatting with people in the gym or networking with other professionals locally, aim to make 5 meaningful connections every week, so check off these 5 boxes weekly. The next level of the client acquisition pyramid is online presence. Unfortunately, many trainers fall in love with this level way too much. That being said, having a strong online presence can be a useful tool. The approach you'll want to take here will be slightly different if you're self-employed or an employee somewhere, but most of the objectives will be the same. The term I want all of you to think about is 5-mile famous. Not celebrity status, not global influencer, 5-mile famous. 5-mile famous is exactly what it sounds like. You need to be the authority on health, wellness, and of course fitness in your 5-mile radius. Personal training is proximity based. It's super rare for someone to consistently travel long distances to do sessions with you. Almost all your clients will live close by. So the big question, how do you become 5-mile famous? I'm glad you asked. You guys are asking so many good questions today. Anyways, these are the things to focus on. So as you can see, your online focus is similar, but a little bit different depending on your employment status. Self-employed trainers would focus on this, and employee trainers would focus on this. Let's focus on trainers who are self-employed since there's a little bit more going on here. So if you work for yourself, you should absolutely have a website. Unfortunately, they're not free, so technically my whole spiel at the beginning of the video wasn't 100% true, but they are relatively inexpensive and worth the cost. Well, they're worth the cost if you're self-employed, that is. A halfway decent website really does help to boost your credibility. Anyways, I'm a Wix fanboy. I've built a ton of websites with them. I think they're the best deal. This is likely the best option for you to start out at. You can always upgrade later if you need to. And the way that I would think about this, if you get 1 extra client in a year because of this website, well, this is pretty much paid for itself like 10 times over. So yes, definitely worth it if you work for yourself. I have a full video on how I build Wix personal trainer websites. Check it out, it will help with this part. As soon as you make a website, assuming that you're self-employed, make a Google business listing. I'm not kidding, the second your website is done, go make that Google business listing. The longer you're listed on Google, the more likely you are to rank for things like personal trainer your local town or personal trainer near me or something along those lines. There's more to do with this Google listing, but I broke that down more in this video. I don't want today to become an SEO or search engine optimization tutorial. The next thing you're going to want to do is create your Facebook business page, and this is where these two paths basically become one. By the way, I want you to be strategic when you're naming all of your different pages. Every listing should be the same or as close as possible to that. As in on Facebook, my business's name is Commence Fitness Personal Training, and on Google, it's the same thing, Commence Fitness Personal Training. Having the same name across the board helps you to get discovered. Also, having personal training somewhere there in the title can help with that as well. Okay, so you've created your Facebook business page and Instagram. By the way, guys, I know this contradicts what I just said, but you can use your personal Instagram. The same name for business pages more so applies to platforms like these ones. Anyways, you've got your Facebook business page and your Instagram. How are we going to use these to become 5 Mile famous? The absolute best free method is to take advantage of local Facebook groups. I've actually gotten more clients from these free Facebook groups lately than I have from paid ads, which is pretty crazy. So the town that my personal training studio is in, Southington, has a Facebook group called Southington Talks, and as you can see, this group has over 41,000 people in it. Other neighboring towns have their own groups too, and I am active in all of these. So how do we use these sorts of groups to become 5 Mile famous? First off, if someone is looking for a certified trainer in one of these groups, I make sure that my business is thrown into the mix. You'll see questions like this one in these groups pretty often, and just jumping in like this can have a pretty high conversion rate. The second thing to do in these sorts of groups is to post blog posts. That typically has the lowest conversion rate, but it can actually help your website if you have one. The third thing to do is to post videos in these sorts of groups, and this is the thing that I've been working on the most lately, and I've been pleasantly surprised by the results. In my local 5 Mile famous campaign, I've been focusing on 2 types of videos. One, how to eat healthy at local restaurants in the area, where I talk about what I'm eating, why it's a decent choice, and then plug my studio or business at the end. The second type of video I post are selfie videos where one of the trainers in my studio records themselves talking about the studio and what we offer as they're walking around in it, and then I'll layer in some B-roll of clients doing exercises over that. They're pretty short. Let's watch one real quick.
Are you looking to work out, get stronger, and have a great fitness routine? Then you have found the right video. I'm Michelle, and I'm the lead trainer at Commence Fitness Personal Training in Southington. We offer semi-private as well as one-on-one personal training that is guaranteed to help you meet your fitness goals. For more information, you can find us at commencefitness.com or Facebook and Instagram.
Your videos don't have to be quite as fancy as that. I find that the simple ones with minimal editing typically work just as well. The fourth and final thing to post to these sorts of groups are before and afters. I haven't actually done this too much, but it can be incredibly powerful. So this is a client of mine. He lost well over 100 pounds and he got super fit, and he posted this before and after into one of these local groups. He also had a nice written post to go with this before and after, and as you might imagine, because of this transformation, we did get a few clients from that post. Now, this client actually posted this before and after into that local group, so I really don't deserve too much credit. This client did this all on their own. And while we're talking about before and afters, it's good to know that you can't actually use them in Facebook ads, but you can post them in public groups like this one, which makes these groups an incredibly powerful tool if you use them the right way. Also, I pretty much just post the same stuff to my Facebook business page and to my Instagram, so these 2 pages are pretty much one and the same. LinkedIn, Yelp, other socials, etc., they can help in this whole 5 Mile famous campaign, but they're usually going to be a lot less important. Create business profiles on them, but don't spend too much time there. Try to do at least 4 things each week, including but not limited to the things we just discussed to build your online presence. And remember, we care about being locally famous, not influencer famous. Moving to the last level of the client acquisition pyramid, referrals. Like I mentioned, no level is the most important, but for many of you, once you get established, this will be the main way you get leads and therefore clients. In 2024, about 50% of my leads came from Google, 30% from word of mouth or referrals, and 20% from other sources, Facebook being the biggest contributor there by far. I'm not in a super competitive area, and because of that, my Google listing does really well. If you're in an area like Los Angeles or Austin, Texas, for example, you won't have that luxury. There's a trainer around every corner and hundreds of Google listings in these areas, but really anywhere, you should be doing your best to generate referrals. So how should you go about doing that? Well, this one is simple. 3 things to focus on here. 1. Create a referral program. Incentivize people to send you leads. You could do the old anytime you send me someone who signs up, you get a free session method. That one is simple, but it works. Other potential incentivizing deals could work here too. Most clients won't care about these deals too much. They'll just value your service and want to help you, but hey, a free session never hurt. Clients will appreciate it. 2. Try to plant a few seeds every week. So when I say plant a few seeds every week, I want you to do this in a very gentle way. If you have 5 clients, each seeing you for 2+ hours a week, that's a lot of time to gently being the key word, remind them that you have a referral program. Maybe a client's wife or husband is also looking to get into shape. Remind the client that you do have that referral program. You end up spending so much time with these people that these sorts of opportunities will just present themselves. So gently, not in a pushy way, remind clients that you have that referral program when the opportunities arise. You can also send out weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly emails to clients, and in there you can also remind people that you have a referral program. The third way in which you get referrals is just by being a good trainer. Are you actually helping clients achieve their goals? Are you offering good customer service? Are you attentive? Are you enjoyable to be around? These are really the things that will get you more referrals. Shocker, you do actually have to be good at your job. It turns out that really does help. Who would have thought? Whether you're creating a referral program, planting a seed in person, by email, text, or anything else, or if you feel like you've really improved one of these key things, any of those would count as a weekly check mark here. Do at least 3 of these types of things every week. Now in this video, we focused on getting people through the door, or really getting them to book that initial consultation with you. Once they decide that they want to meet with you, you still have to sell them. Soft selling is almost always the way to go here. You have to demonstrate value during that initial consultation, and if you're able to do that effectively, you will succeed. I have an older video that covers consultations. It still holds up. I haven't changed my methods too much, but expect a new video soon. I also have some videos covering sales as well. They're on the older side too, but still have some very useful information. I plan on covering sales more in 2025. Speaking of getting clients, consultations, and sales, you know what probably matters even more than all of that? Client retention. I think it's the least appreciated but most crucial thing that will determine if you're successful or not. Can you retain clients over long periods of time? If you can't, well, sorry, but you're kind of lucky for you, my next video is going to be all about retaining clients. You're not going to be able to find new leads all the time. You need to keep the clients that you sign on, and in my next video, I'll be breaking down how to do that. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about finding clients in 2025 and beyond, leave those down below in the comments section. I will respond to you. If you have a good strategy I missed, make sure to leave that down below in the comments as well. I always like hearing what you guys think too. Expect more content like this in 2025. I got busier with some interesting projects in my studio in 2024, and that limited how much content I could put out there, but in 2025, I'll be bringing out the big guns. You guys are in for some good stuff this year, so stay tuned. And on your way out of here, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, because that does help the channel out and allows me to create more free content for all of you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, stay sorta healthy.